Alright, I've got Ellie here. Hey DA, how you doing? Hope you're well. Haven't been in here for a long time, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. But I'm going to twirl that round. Good luck at whether or not it actually works, because I don't seem to be able to get any kind of internet or anything like that, so it doesn't seem to work very well. So I'll try and get her to... No, don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. No, it's okay. Just do your stuff today.
I'm not doing anything.
You should. It's good weather.
No, I'm tired.
No, you should. It's good weather. No, it's fine. It's fine like that. Thanks. It's good. Get all this mud off here. Very muddy and dirty. She's made sure she's completely covered in mud, which is not surprising. And it's probably been a couple of weeks since she's had anything done, even a brush, because of the weather. It's been a while, I don't even know. I have no idea how long it's taken to get to this point. You can tell. I do know I've got to get this mud off if I want to put anything on, because if we don't get the mud off and I pop a saddle on and there's any rock under her, I'll be in trouble. Back up a little bit, Bubba. I'm going to get her to move back a little bit. That way if I hit anything that's... What's wrong, Mum? What's wrong, Mama? She's in a bit of a mood this morning. It's been very cold. She's not happy. A lot of mud and crud. I don't think we're going to get that out. I don't think it's going to come out. Isn't bad. Might take me about an hour to get the mud off before I can do anything else. You're enjoying your brush, aren't you? Is that nice? Relaxing? Yeah, see? It's nice, nice. Now, just trying to feel how much stuff is still stuck in here. I think there's a lot. It's not good. mostly when you want to just get the mud off from the back end more than anything, because where the saddle's going to sit is where you want to make damn sure there's nothing, because when they roll around in clay and stuff, they can get all sorts of stuff that irritates the skin, and if you're getting on the back of them and it's there, it's risky, especially with a big thick winter coat like she's got. And there's an awful lot of mud here and it's not really coming out, so I might want to get myself a better, I wonder if I've got a better brush to work with. Give me a moment. Just going to take that off for a second. Dragging that through the mud. Stay right there, buddy. So she's grown quite a bit from a while ago. I'm just going to lift that up a little bit so you can see more of her and leave that there. No, just go and do your stuff. No, if you want to make stuff, you need to go and do that. I would rather just do it without any help right now. I just don't feel in a good mood for it, so just go do your stuff. She'll take advantage while the weather's good. Now this brush is a little bit better. I can see a bit more coming out in here. So I hope that it gets where it's going well. Especially this part here. I can see little bits of flecks that couldn't get out with the other brush coming out. So always change your brushes. If you're not getting it all out, use a different one. Common sense. Now the other thing I'd like to do is make sure I'm having a feel along there so I can tell if there's anything that's bothering her skin-wise or anything like that, or she's sore or anything like that. Don't want her to be sore. And she has a she has stuff, bit of sleep in her eye. I'll clean that off. Right. Takes a long time to get all the clay out of here. Very challenging. But the horse enjoys the brushing. She likes it. Rolled under the belly as well, covered in mud as much as she could under her belly, so we want to clean that area up, because if we're going to be putting a girth there, then we don't want it to be going into a, we don't want it to be any mud or anything under there causing a problem. So I'm just trying to clear this brush off because it's a bit tangled. I do need to buy another one. This is pretty old. I keep forgetting to get them. It's alright, I'll get it next time I take a trip into town, whenever that will be. They get worn out fairly quickly, these plastic brushes. They're not real good. Probably had this one now for about 4 or 5 years. I would expect it to have lasted a bit longer than that, but then again I do leave things outside. I don't bring everything in, so I just leave them where they're going to be convenient and try to see if I can get a bit more out. This is where I'm more worried about, under the belly than anywhere. That's where she's going to be feeling her girth. Good girl. Been very good and quiet today. Very good. I don't know how the heck she manages to get so much mud on her stomach. But she does. She goes for a big roll. That's for sure. It's a lot under there. It's all dusty and it's everywhere, really. Crazy. And it's very slippery in here, so I don't think I'm going to be doing anything much at all except for just maybe won't even get on probably today. Just do a practice run, wait for it to, the weather to settle down a bit. Her hair is so long. You're a bit of a mess, aren't you? I'm a bit messy. That's okay. Hold on, you've got mud in your eyeballs. Let's get that out. Close your eyes. Good girl. Try and get it off her face if you can. She likes getting her face done. Up around the ears. Check in her ears, make sure there's nothing in there that's going to be a problem. No burrs. No, burrs. What about this side? No burrs. You're being patient. Keep being patient. Good girl. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. We don't want that. Get in there. And they like you to brush them quite rough because when their mum does it, when they're babies, the mum is always quite rough with their... She's trying to protect her eye here because she has had something happen to her eye not too long ago. We don't want to get it going again. It's stung on the eyelid. The other thing I need to do is check her feet. Hold on, bub. I just want to get that bit there. Close your eye. Close my eye. Close your eye. Good girl. Close your eyes. All that grey. You're losing all your hair because you're going to go into your summer coat. So she's starting to lose all her hair again. When you're brushing a horse, you try to stay in the direction that their coat's going so you don't pull or pinch them because they can get irritated very quickly. I just want to check here. Something feels a bit strange there. What is that? You're sweating. sweating for? It's middle of winter, cold and you're sweating. Might have been, or maybe you rolled in some wet, I don't know. I don't know. Might get your feet done hopefully tomorrow. Certainly hope so. Gonna go one more sweep under here just to make darn sure I haven't missed anything. There's nothing under there that could cause an issue with her. Oh, there's a hell of a lot of, what is that? What's the, I don't know what that's about. She's rolled in the mud under the armpits, under her. Being nice and quiet and behaving herself well. Let's hope she stays this way and she doesn't get into any trouble while I'm doing it. See how she reacts, because she hasn't had anything done for a while, so she might be a bit against it. So she's having a consistent. Myself a bit extra by making this a little bit easier to work with. Where you going, Bobby? You move around too much, I won't get that saddle on there. I'm going to see if she'll just be good and stand still for me. Can you stay for me? I just found something here. I don't know what this is. Oh my goodness me. That is not what I think it is. It's not. No, it's not. Oh no, it's just a scratch. We'll see if she's willing to cooperate or not. She looks nice and quiet, but don't be fooled. It can change very quickly. All right, stay where you are, Bub. I don't want you to come any closer in here. I want you to stay there. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking. Stand up. Good girl. I don't have much strength in my hands at the moment, so I'm a little bit hard for me to do anything. No. This is where she's starting to show a little bit of, oh God, are we doing this again? Behaviour. So I'm just going to let her feel that going underneath so she understands what I'm going to do. I'm going to come this way. Come over here. Oh. Good girl. Drop down. And get the hardest part done, which is the initial birth. she's like, no, I'm not ready, not happy about it. So I'm going to let her think for a minute. She's doing a big stretch, stretching herself. Now, good girl, there you go. What I don't want to do is I don't want to push her and do it up straight away and have her upset with me. I want to get her to stand still and be good about it. So I'm just going to get it to where it's at least locked in partially there. And even though I've done a whole heap of brushing, I can still see there are some flicks and flecks there that I really didn't want to see. So she's got it on her back. We're just going to get her to walk and turn for a second. We're not done up yet, but we're just going to ask her to have a feel of it and not be freaking out about it. Come on. I'm just going to start again. Just going to relax. There we go. Put another roll there. And she's much better now. So it's all about this patience. And what you want to do is make sure that you don't rush a mare or any horse really, but mares in particular, because I want to just get her to listen and realise it's work time again. She's had a few days off. It's really slippery in here, so we don't want to aggravate and get her into a mood where she won't be able to do anything. Good girl. Just relax and drop. And drop. Drop. Good girl. Yep. Drop. 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 Good girl. Just relax. Settle down. Good girl. So it's been probably, it probably feels like it's pinching a little there. It's better when they got their their summer coat. I'm going to ask you to go for a walk. Go on. And move around for me. Just want her to walk nice and easy. And that way I can get her to pretty much do what I need, which is just loosen her undercarriage up a bit and make sure that the saddle's not pinching or anything else. Is it cold? Yes, it's cold, yeah. It's very cold. Then ask her to walk along. Up. And she's going to probably not want to do what I'm asking for a minute. So what we do then, ask her to hook on. And I'm going to get her to follow me. Even though she's kind of like not really interested. Yeah, well, now I'm going to go up and ask her from behind. And then she's got, what you want to do with this horse is you want to get her to go behind. Get her from behind. If she doesn't want to go like this and she's refusing to go, what we do is we ask her hook on. Again, come on. And if she doesn't move, we go round and we ask from behind again. Then we come back. And it really is patience with them. So you've got to get her to hook on back again. And hooking on means that when I ask her to follow me, she follows me like so. There we go again. It's a very, very simple thing, but it can be, and she's pulling her face at me and giving me the dirty look. And that look right there is, I don't want to do this and I'm a bit upset with you making me move. And that's basically because she's had several days of rain and mud and she's probably just not feeling like it. And the ground is very wet. So it's not very good. So she doesn't want to listen, so I'm going to bring her back and we're going to have a bit of a talk with her. I'm going to ask her to probably get this on now. Not have an asking. get a little crack on that. So she knows what my limit is, so I'm going to lay it back so she moves her head back. Now I'm going to ask her to drop and move back. Now, it doesn't like it when I'm asking her to do her turn, but that's okay, we don't have to worry about it. It's like it doesn't like it. It's all part of the routine. Just cross your legs. Good girl. Front as well. That's back. Right. Says I don't want. Okay, so very dirty there. Now this is probably behavioural, but you best don't know because obviously it doesn't. Yeah. So this is just, I think, a behavioural thing because she hasn't been done for a while. So we're going to have to move her back and get into the hard yards now, where we get her to move. So I'm going to take this out of here and I'm going to ask her to move. And we're going to come back. I'm going to ask her to move. Why don't you go and do your stuff?
I'm going to wait for the batteries anyway. I was going to stick over and knock them off.
No, it's fine. The batteries should be right. They should be done. If you want to help, just go and do the ball because the ball's not been done for days and it needs doing. That would be helpful. Thank you. So we're going to ask her to stop being silly, and I'm going to change my tone now, and I'm going to let her know that I mean what I'm saying and there's no mucking about from here on in. We're going to do our work, whether we like it or not. So I'm going to bring her, I'm getting the hook on. Up. And now, because I'm changing my presence and I'm basically changing my body language, I'm no longer doing the relax. I'm more alert now. I'm going to ask her to up. And this is what she's going to try and do. She's going to try and up. So I'm going to harass her until she goes. Back. Good girl. Thank you. And then as soon as she starts doing what I ask, I'll move away from her and stop pressuring her. So it's all about release of pressure and just asking nicely. And if you can get her to, here's a lazy horse that at times is going to be a problem for just doing basic things. I'm just going to say to her, no, you're not coming in my space. We're not going to play that game. We're not just playing that game. Not at all. We're going to turn, and move out. Get up. Get and get her to walk along. I don't want her to run. It's very slippery. I just want her to walk. Up, keep moving. Up. Walk on. Good girl, thank you. See, as soon as she moves where I ask, this goes back. It only reaches out when she's coming into my space. The rest of the time, it stays back. And that is very important that you do that because if you continuously point and move at them, they won't listen. Eventually you won't get anything happening at all. That's it. I'm asking her to continue to move and not sit there. I want her to keep going. I don't want her sitting. Okay? So I'm going to ask her to move. Okay? Up. If she doesn't listen, I'll back her up. And I'll drop. And I'll ask her to come forward. Walk on. Come on. Doesn't want to do that. That way. I'll give her a direction to go in and she'll go. Now she's testing me quite a lot today, so that's okay. I'm expecting that to happen. I have expected that, and I'm asking her to keep going. So I'm just directing her, and she says, "Yep, okay. I understand now what you want. I'm just going to do whatever you want." Ah, that way. Thank you. Good girl. You're just walking. That's all we're doing. You don't have to do any major movements. You don't have to do anything much at all today. You just want to get back into some kind of routine where she is going to be back listening again. That way when our other rider comes out, she's not going to have to train up to her. And I'm going to ask her, whoa, come in. And she listens to that one really well because she knows that that one's usually a release. So we're going to say, good girl, you're listening. Thank you very much for listening. Good girl. And ask her to hook. Hook on. Doesn't want to hook, we go down there. Back down. Up. Back. Good girl. I like that she's listening to the direction I'm pointing in. She says, okay, I'm listening. Okay. You can keep going that direction. Down she goes. Are you ready to hook? Come on. Hook on. This time she's thinking about it. Hook. She's not listening, so we go again. And this is how you do it with young horses. You've got to have the patience of a saint at times. And if you don't have that, you can darn well wreck them very quickly. If you're someone who's explosive with anger, you're not going to do well with this horse at all. Lovely. And Stacey. Stacey. Lovely girl. And Emma. Acknowledge her again. Girl. Drop and hook. Come on. She still doesn't want to hook on, so you go back. That way. That way. Back. Yep. Back. Back. About what I'm asking. No? She says, are you asking me to stand still? No, I'm not. Come on. Come on, hook. Now she's going to hook on. So I've got her attention now. I'm pretty pleased with that. And I'm going to now recheck the girth and see how that is. And if she carries on while I'm doing that, well then we'll have to work through that. Now see there, I went a little quick there. It's okay, girl. Very girthy. What is it? I think. And up and through, I think. don't want to do is have it where it's going to be blocking or causing an issue with anything there. So we got that going again. We've got to try to do it a little bit tighter. Get around here. We have to loosen up a bit. And after the close, which is willing to stretch, you know, not there. Good girl. See the good strange? Stretch. She's really quite stiff this morning, so she really needs to move around a bit more. So just want to keep her moving because she's a bit stiff in the front and she's probably rolled or done something stupid that's caused that. So now I'm going to ask her, I'm going to start using our work signals. Up. I want her to go this way. She's going to. Good girl. Good job. She's very pissed off right now. And I'm going to keep this going because she's pulling her face so she sometimes decides she's coming in. You don't want that to happen. You want that to not be the case. Good job. Just watching how she's moving too, because it's very important that you make sure that they're not doing anything, they're not tracking stupidly or badly, or their feet aren't bad. Turn. Turn. You see how she's trying to come into me there? You can't allow that. That's not allowed. Slowly, just walk. Walking. Walking. In a bad mood. I just want her to walk along, but I want her to stay back. Walk, walk, walk. Walk on. Turn. 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 Good girl. Just grouchy because she hasn't been worked with. That's all she's thinking about. And look, doing this, it seems very boring and stupid, but with a young horse, you want to bring them in again slowly when they've had a few days off. Good job. Now I'm going to let her stand and think about what she's just accomplished there. She listens really good. Bring her this way. So I'm pretty pleased with her behaviour there. I'm not somebody who'll go berserk on a horse to get it to move. I don't believe in that. I think if you have to do that with your horse, there's a problem with your communication. She's a stubborn horse, and believe me, when I had a professional breaker work with her a couple of times, and he had trouble getting her to move at all. But it's just consistency with her. She's a lazy girl, and if she just wants to stand around, she'll try to get away with doing nothing if she can. But if you get her into a consistent routine, then she will tend to be a lot better. And if you go back and have a look at my older videos, you can see that we were going really great guns until we had our accident. And that's really been on me because I'm not really able to keep my wits about me to keep on there any further. So I'm just having a look at something she's doing right there. So she's doing a lot of really concentrated breathing there. She's breathing quite heavily. So she's not really all that relaxed, and she's coming to ask me something. She wants a release. So she's asking me to release her there. So see how I've just stopped her from coming in? She starts heading towards me. I want her at least an arm's length away. She's a little bit further than an arm's length away. But I want her at least an arm's length away at all times. so that we're not having having any issues with her, being in my space and thinking she can do that and being rude. We don't want a horse that's behaving rudely. The other thing that I'm also noticing is she's really fed up with all this wet weather and all the horrible stuff around the wet weather. So we're gonna, and she's got really warm feet, so she might be sore in the foot, and that might be what this is all about. So that's not good. She's probably got a bit of mud fever happening. The back of the horse looks good. I just don't know. Sweetheart, let's try that again. Hold on, I'm going to grab. She's not happy. Not a happy camper. So I'm going to watch this. Usually she's very easy to work with her feet, but today she's not feeling it. Could be because of the sun. But she doesn't want to stand on that side. Oh my goodness me, this is really thick mud and gunk. It's all stuck on her. It's like an extra half an inch of gunk on her. So if we take a few times to do it, that's okay. As long as we just get it done. She's probably a bit tender in the feet. It's like us, if we had to stand in water all the time, our skin goes all wrinkly and it hurts. So this is what happens with the horses. They get stuck in mud for days on end. Their feet become very soft and they can get bacteria happening. Things can happen. They can get a thing called greasy heel, which is where there's so much water that it starts to fester the skin. And because they are always on the ground, it also, if there's too much mud and stuff and it sticks on them, it can cause a lot of problems with the hooves. I've been very lucky so far with all my horses having really great feet. She's got really great feet too, but I am a little bit erring on the side of this. If this doesn't dry up soon, you're going to have to look at somewhere else to put her because she's starting to get damaged. Oops, she's about to flip out. She's freaking out. Okay, I'm moving. I'm freaking out. It's all right. See me, I'm ready to run. So I've got more fight or flight than her. But there's some water about to come spilling out over there that's probably giving her fright. But yeah, just and I'm not called a nervous rider for no reason. I have extreme anxiety right now. And it's not the anxiety that every Tom, Dick and Harry has in this world at the moment. It's a different type of anxiety. And it's a very complex one. So conquering this is not easy. Me standing here right now is really not easy. But I keep on trying, so as long as I'm trying. And she helps me a lot because she is a good patient girl. But when they look like they're going to get a fright or something, I want to get out of there and I don't want to be stuck here. So it's not pleasant because the one thing that I love doing is horses and I don't feel good doing it. So it's a difficult thing. I love to do it, but it's difficult mentally to do it. So, and I don't have good balance anymore. So when I'm riding and stuff, it's a little difficult. I'm just having a bit of a look at her. Actually, it's fine. Eyes. Yeah, that one looks fine. Oh, there you go. She says, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to get on me or are you going to stand there? I don't think I'm going to get on today. I don't think I've got quite frankly, I don't think I've got the balls to get on today. I think I'm probably thinking inside my head that if I do get on, I'm going to probably, and this is another thing, she's got to learn that when I'm doing this, she's not to try and get an attitude with me because it's dangerous. And back, just asking her to back, and what I want her is, see how she just did that? She just came to put the mouth in towards me. She's ready to nip me, but she doesn't want to be there. But if she nips me, and I don't do anything about it, the next time it won't be a small nip, it'll be a really, really big one, and it's going to hurt like buggery, and it's also going to reinforce to her that she can do that to get out of things. So we've got to stop that before it gets any worse. So we're going to practice a little bit more at asking her to move back. And see that look she just gave me? She just gave me this, no, I'm getting cranky with you. I'll release the pressure as soon as she goes back. Now I'm going to ask again. Back. And I'll release the pressure again. Good girl. Let her have a smell. Give her a pat. She's like, what are we doing? She's anticipating what we're going to do. She thinks what we're going to do. She wants to hurry up and get it done. So what I want to do is I want to do some work with her in here while I got her like this. That's going to be productive and useful. And you can see here, she says, take it off. This is when she's putting this mouth up against me like that, she's going to try and tell me something with her pawing. So this is how she talks. When she's upset, she'll use that paw and she'll bring it up. Ooh, that's a bit tender. So we won't be getting on the back of her today. Have a look. No, that's okay. That one's fine. Just feels warm because the sun's been on it, I think. So I'm going to try and pop her bridle in, just to see how we go with that. And she, it's a strange phenomenon because she wants to get out in the yard and practice and do what she wants to do. And I don't blame her. She's been locked in this muddy area for a very long time with nothing to really have to make her have a good day. Now last time we had a bit of trouble with this, so we're going to just let her practice very, very calmly and very slowly. She's got the shit, so now I knew this was going to happen. So I was trying to teach somebody how to do this the other day, and it all went pear-shaped, and she ended up with her head up in the air, and now she's carrying on like a lunatic because it all went wrong. So with her, once it goes wrong once, she thinks it's going to go wrong forever, and she gets upset about it. So we're going to just get her back to where she's accepting that that's okay. And see how she just pawed at me there? That's really dangerous. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to back her up. Back. Can't be pawing at me. Back. I'm going to wait her to stand there. I want her to think about that. So you've got to react straight away. And this is what I say. People don't realise. This horse is a difficult horse. So the only reason that she's good in other videos is because I've worked my ass off to keep her good. She's one who will challenge you, and she will try to do things. Now, that's very unusual for her to do that. She hasn't done that since she was a lot younger when we first started working her. But that's a donkey. No, it's not a donkey, it's a mare. Yeah. But she looks, my grandson, who's 6, thinks that she's a donkey. She's not a donkey. And I've got to make sure I'm not in that striking zone, because if she strikes me with that front hoof, I'm going to get very seriously hurt. So this is what happens with horses that are younger and dominating. And what's the matter, hey? She's wanting to take that off because she's wanting to scratch. Okay, so she's got something irritating her. Let's let her scratch on me so she's not getting herself, she's got an itchy eye. Okay. Want to scratch more? Something's in your eye. And that might be why she's carrying on and being silly. You'd be bothering her. But what I want to do before I let her go is I just want her to understand, be okay with this. So we're going to bring her head back this way. And I've got to watch that I don't get my head caught. And it may be that I have to go over this for a few days before we get her back to normal again. It takes one bad experience to undo a very long time, which is why I'm teaching somebody how to do this, and she's been working at learning how to bridle. But we had a big mishap last time. Now, I worked through it afterwards and I corrected it, but she's remembering it again and she doesn't want that to happen. And it's not the lady's fault, the lady's learning. You've got to learn somehow. But what it did is it set her right back. This horse used to drop on command, open her mouth, and you put the bit in and she'd take it. Now she's refusing the bit completely, so what do? And this is what people don't talk about. They'll try to tell you, once it's done, and they'll behave for the rest of their life. That doesn't always happen. Depends on the horse. Some horses are good and they do everything right, but a lot of horses aren't, and that's why you get a lot of horses being sold and resold and over and over and over again. And what I want her to do is and it's not, I can put a halter on her, she's fine. It's not the halter that's the issue, it's the bridle, because she knows what's coming. So I'm just going to ask her to stand there like that and allow that to be in her presence without her head being up. I want her to drop, and here she goes again. Now when she does that, I'm going to back her up. We're going to go backwards because she doesn't like going backwards, so we're going to go backwards, and we're going to stop. We're going to think, we're going to do this again. This time she says okay. I'm going to ask her to drop. She's not even wanting to drop her head today, which usually she'll drop. There we go. So now we've got her dropping, and now she's got her head lower. She says, okay, I understand. And bring it back up. Now we don't want her to paw again, so we're going to watch out and make sure she doesn't do that. This is very practical stuff that they won't show you on the shows of the big people who, do massive crowds of people. But I'm going to show you because I don't care about being criticised. I care about the horse and whether or not I get somewhere with the horse and whether or not the horse is safe or not dangerous. If the horse is dangerous, like she can be when she gets herself in a knickers in a knot, she can be quite a dangerous horse. So we don't want that happening. So let's come back over. We're going to go back this side. I'm going to ask her to drop, and see if she gives me any resistance. Drop. I want her to drop and bend down towards it. Now, I just moved back there because I was ready for that. She's telling me now I'm not doing that. So if I let her get away with that and she doesn't allow that, I'm going to have a problem the next time. So I don't want her head up in the air when she's near this. I want her head down. Up in the air is a release for her. We want her head down. We don't want her head up. She's releasing herself. So I'm going to bring this over, and I just want her to accept it right there. I'm not touching her. It's just next to her. So you can see sideways. It's not too close, but it's close enough. And I'm going to pat like that. I'm going to let her have a little bit of a think, and I'm going to try to let her, I've got a little bit of pressure on here, but I want her to do this herself. I don't want her to be forced into it. Because the minute you start forcing things, you're going to get resistance. And with the horse like this, you're going to get resistance. And that little bit of pawing that started there is going to turn into her charging and attacking. And she did it when she was younger, and we worked a lot to get it out of her. And it was all because of the way she was treated as a youngster before she got here. She was allowed to get away with atrocious behaviour. And you can see there, she's got her head down. I'm going to give her a pat there. I'm going to move this over, and she says, oh yeah. We're going to let that go then. When she behaves nicely and she looks nicely, and this is all about reinforcing. It's not about rushing, it's about reinforcing. And see there? So we're going to back up. And that signals to her, okay, I've got to work. Then we're going to bring forward. Want her to think about it for a second. And now I want her to give me, just a moment there, I want her to give me a lower head. Drop. Good girl. And for anybody who's got a stubborn horse or who's bought a horse and they take it home and then it doesn't do what they said it's going to do, this is what you got to do. Go back to the beginning and start from scratch. She's just giving herself a release there. Good girl. Big yawn. Good girl. Now another thing that I can do to help her is ask her to give herself a little release in the mouth. How do we do that? I'll show you in a second. So I'm going to do that before I use this bridle on her. And I do that with my horses anyway, but when they're anxious and nervous like this is really what needs to happen. So I'm going to put my thumb in there and I'm going to get her to release and open that mouth nicely. There we go. I want her to yawn. We're going to yawn. There we go. Big stretch and big yawn. There we go. She'll have another bigger yawn once I get this side done. Now, this is a very good exercise and she actually understands these days. When I first started doing it, she had a terrible time trusting and allowing that to happen. But if you watch here, she understands there. She's going to give a big yawn and stretch. And all you're doing is gently placing your thumb in. It doesn't hurt. It's just gentle. Just gently putting your thumb in and asking for a release there. And she's got the cranks because she thinks, well, you're going to finish up. Now, we've just done that, so we're going to come back to the bridle again. And come back here, we're going to have a look. Again, she's going to back, so we're going to back up and we're going to make it move. And this time we're not going to back and do nothing, we're going to back and make her move. So we're going to move and we're going to do some disengagement at the hind end. One side, disengage the other. And she says, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to tell you by pawing. And that's not good behaviour. It's a little bit, that behaviour is not good at all. So we're going to, now what I'm going to do, if she paws, this isn't going to move until she stops. So I'm going to have her stand there and she can paw all day long. And as soon as she stops pawing and carrying on like pork chop, and see, this is, it's right next to it. It's where it's going to go up over the ear, where it's going to go over the face. She says, righty-o. Let her have a look. She says, I don't want to look at that. Ask for a drop. Good girl. Bit more relaxed. Just a little bit more relaxed. We're going to ask her to relax herself. And this time I'm not going to approach from that side, I'm going to approach from this side and see if she paws with the other leg or if she's just doing it on that side. It could be, if she's doing it just on one side, it could just be because I usually go on that side to do this. Now this is where we want her head down. We want to stay consistent with that. And what I'm going to do is say to her, well, if you allow this, just sit like that and keep your head down, that's really good. I'm going to ask her to drop, head in, good girl. Now, a minute ago, that wouldn't have happened. I'll remove it straight away. Next time I'll ask her to hold it longer. Going to ask her again. So we drop. She says, and come back and drop. And I want her to drop again. And then I'll give her a release once she's listened. Beautiful. I'm going to remove it again. Now I can bring one of my other horses over later and show you how quickly they bridle. They've got a different temperament to her and different personality to her, so. My birthday is tomorrow. Oh, happy birthday. It's a horse, yeah. It's not a donkey. But she looks a bit like a mule, doesn't she? It's a colouring. Very similar to a donkey. But yeah, happy birthday for tomorrow. So I'm going to move her back a little bit because I don't want to get to where I'm cornered and then she goes a bit crazy and then I get killed. You can die very quickly working with horses, and this is what people don't understand, so you've got to be careful. And come back on this side and let's see if she'll do the same on this side. This is the side where she's going to play up. Good. 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 And let's drop. Good girl. And we're getting her to go down further. So you can see there, she's now lowering her head down a lot better and accepting it from both sides. That's good. So you've got to keep changing things up. Now I'm going to move back and move away from this gate because I don't want to be caught in this gate if anything goes wrong. I want to be able to get in a clear place if she decides that she is going to do anything. Now chances are she won't because we've already sorted through all that before. Now back up. Back up. She's just getting annoyed and bored with the whole thing. She says, you're not doing anything, so let's hurry this up. This time I'm going to remove the reins. Whoa! Did you see that? Big old magpie. No. 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 Just relax. That's a girl. Relax. Good girl. I want her to drop her head for me. There we go. She's dropping her head there. Good girl. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice with her with it hanging above. Ah. We're going to go again. Back up. Back up. Think about this. You're not going to get tea. So I'm not going to let her get away with this. She's not going to be throwing these tantrums. If I walk away right now and give up, we're not going to ever get a bridle on her for probably months and weeks and months. Who knows how long. She's going to think she could do this as much as she likes. And this is all because she got away with it with one time. And it was actually my fault. It wasn't the lady's fault. The lady was trying to take the bridle off, and I forgot to remind her that she must have her head down when you release that bridle and that bit. She can't have it up in the air, because if she has it up in the air, she flips out and goes backwards. And that's not good. Get up. I'm just going to ask her again. This time she's allowing me to get this far. So we're almost touching. Good girl. We're almost touching. Place we need to go. And what I'm going to do here is back her up. I'm going to ask her to come forward. So she thinks if she backs up, she's going to get some food. She's not going to get anything. She's just going to keep on having to come forward. So we'll do this until the cows come home. I can spend all day doing this. It doesn't matter. I've got patience. I'm going to go up. This time I'm going to ask her to just tolerate it there. So I'm asking nicely. Good girl. Now I'm going to remove. Tolerate it nicely. That's good. We're going to remove. Now I'm going to come on this side and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ask for her to tolerate this nicely. So it's not about the bridle going on right now. It's about the bridle being anywhere near her right now. Because last time what happened was she pulled her head up in the air and the lady pulled down and the bit smashed into the teeth. So it's given her a bad taste and she doesn't want to deal with that. And I don't blame her. I would be the same. But it was nobody's fault. It was just, if anybody's fault, it was mine. Because I wasn't able to tell the lady in time. I had that backwards. Now I'm going to let it actually touch her and see how she's just done that. She's just pushed her head forward. So we're going to go back. And this now see how she's doing this with both feet. It doesn't matter what side I'm on, she's going to do it. That's okay. Good girl. Now another thing that happened to her once is we had the dentist out and she got into some trouble with the dentist. The very first time he came out, she was fine with it. Second time he came out, she was terrible. And she's got that stuck in her head, and that's a bit of a trauma she had from the dentist coming in. He kind of couldn't get her to settle down. You just want to relax. You want to relax. You want her to relax and be just calm and quiet. That's a girl. That's a girl. Good. And now I'm just going to give her a nice rub there while that's here. Give her a nice rub. Rub, rub, rub. Now I'm going to change, and this is where I change to the bit where I become where I'm about to put it on instead of, and you can see she knows what I'm about to do, so she's pulling her face. Good girl. I'm going to stand nice and quietly. I've got it in the bag there, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to go. I'm going to ask her to tolerate the bit there. Want it wide enough so if she does open and give, it can get it in. But I better watch I don't get struck here. Good girl. Just relax. Good girl, just relax. And there's a lot of things that you've got to do. It take a lot of patience and a lot of time. Some people would say, look, just put the bloody bridle on her. Yeah, I could do that. I could force her down and make it happen. That's not a problem to do, but I refuse to do that because I want it to be her idea that this happens, not my idea. Good girl. There we go. Good job. Oh, she says I'm ready to put it in. She's almost ready. So what she's doing here is she's saying, I'm waiting for you, but I'm not sure if I want it, but I'm waiting, and I'm just letting you do it. There we go. So when I just got the timing wrong there, so what I'm going to do this time is when she's got it down, I'm going to remove it while she's down. And she pop her head back up. I wanted to think about that for a minute. And if you want to know how long it can take a long, long time. It can take forever for this to happen. Some horses never want a bit in their mouth and they just will fight it until you sedate them. I've never had that happen, and look how she's putting her head right down there. So she's saying, she's getting ready to say, look, I'm sick of mucking around here. It's got to be her idea. And like I said, I want her to make it her idea. She says, I'm ready for you to put it on. So that's her telling me, I'm ready. Now let's see if she allows it. She might say she's ready, but is she going to allow it? We'll find that out in just a second. But she is telling me that she's ready. So, I'm going to... So now she's doing the absolute opposite. And she says, I'm going to put my head right down all the time, and then you're going to pull it away. So you can see how that mantra of, if she puts her head down, I take it away, works. She says, oh, head down means it's coming off. So that's what we need her to remember when we get the bridle on, when we get the bit in. We need her to remember that. Now I'm going to actually, for the sake of being safe, I'm going to undo this. So I've got two straps there, so if anything goes wrong and she pulls, she's not going to be pulling, getting legs stuck on anything else. We don't want to reinforce any further bad behaviour or any further fear. Good girl. Back here. So she's telling me she's ready. Now I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm trying to be ready, but I'm not. And what I want her to do is give me her mouth. There we go. Big yawns. Good job. Can we drop? This time we're dropping, and I'm hooking on her ear this time. So we're going to hook on the ear. And she says, you've got it on my ear. What are you doing? And it's a bit of a... She's like, what are you doing now? She wants to rush it now. But we're not going to rush it because when we rushed it last time, the lady ended up with a bad problem happening. There we go. She says, okay. Oh. Okay. Drop, drop, drop. So I want to ask her to drop. When I've got that over that ear, I'm going to ask her to drop. I want it to be her dropping. Drop. Not going higher. I want her to drop. 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 Good. And we drop and then we remove. So let's drop and we want her to drop again. Drop all the way down. Good girl. Lovely. That's good. Now we're going to quit screwing around. We're going to give it a go. You see if she'll drop. Hang on. Let me get this all organised where I need it to be. And it can get a little bit crazy because you can have, she just wants to get out and go. So we're going to see what we do when we drop. And she's dropping, but she's keeping her nose bent back. So that's not going to help with putting it on. What I don't want to do is I don't want to reach over like that and end up with this. Now see how suddenly that's become this again. That's become that again. I'm going to walk into it, walk into it, walk into it, walk into it. Good job. Stand and wait. Patience is the key. When I taught her, the first time I taught her how to bridle, we did it right the first time and it was really good. She was good for ages. Then we went to the breaker, which didn't work out anyway, but we went to the breaker and it all changed because he fought her. And ever since he fought her, then the dentist had a fight with her. And then everyone else has a fight with her. And instead of doing it the slower way and the gentle way like how I do, they just basically pulled the head down and held it really hard and made it happen, and also reached up super high and made it happen as well. And she did not respond to those things well. And I'm going to back her up there because that's not on. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to have one more time where we ask her to drop. Did it there? Drop. Good. But take that away. I'm going to ask her to walk around now. Up. I'm going to make her move. We're going to forget about doing that. I'm going to make her move. So forget about any of that crap. We're going. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to go for a wander. Up. We're going to move along. And the reason I'm making her move is because I want her to get to a point where she understands that if we don't comply, there's still work to be done, and we're still going to move along. And that might make her and help her to make a decision of, okay, well, I want this over and done with. Let's just put the bridle on and get it done. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. And she's been lovely listening there. Walk on. Walk on. Let's go for a little trot. Up in a trot. Little trot. Good girl. Attitude changing. Back to a walk. Good girl. Too slippery. And turn. And turn. Look. Just gave me a look of. Good girl. Nice turning. And let's go back that way. Walking. Walking. Settle. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Good girl. And if I had the means to do so, I'd be getting her to work quite hard. But I don't have the means to do so because of the way that the ground is. I can't get her to come in, bub. So I'm going to ask her to come in now. Come in. Turn in. Face. Come on. I'm not going to listen. We go back round again. We keep moving. Keep walking. Up. Back. Back. Hook. Hook. Up. I want it to be her idea every time. Takes a lot longer, but eventually, when we get into a consistent routine, the length of time turns into very short time, and you've got it on. We're going to get her to go around again then. If she wants to keep walking, we'll keep walking. So we'll keep moving. Whenever she's not here getting that done, she's going to have work to do. And this could take a while. it's also can be a bit dangerous if they're deciding they're not going to listen. Up, walk on. Good girl. Walk on. And come in. Want her to listen and come in. Come in. Come in. She's coming in now. Not as close as I'd like, but I've at least got her partially here. Bring it back over. Now I'm going to say, right, we've done a bit of movement, we've done a bit of work now. Now we're going to let's get stuck into it. Now we're going to work. I'm going to ask you to drop. I'm going to remove. And try and get rid of all these extra bits that I don't need bothering me. Relax. Get up, forwards. That's the girl. And that's now going to be a problem. Oh. It's kind of in my way. Sometimes I just want to rip the reins off so I don't have to worry about them. Sometimes that's what you've got to do. Just relax. So you can go over the top like that. That's how I taught her. I used to go over the top because she'd have her head down there and I'd just say release and she'd open. And the way I got it to release was because I'd practice that massaging of the mouth there. You just want to stand like that with a hand like that. She's relaxing. Good girl. She's doing a lick and chew. We're going to remove. Okay. And come back. You want to go over one side of one eye. That. And come over this way. Let's see what she does here. I want her to not have that happen. That's what we don't want, but I wasn't going to take that off if I could help it when she's up like that. That's the last thing we want, is her up like that, thinking that's okay. And it really is with her a battle of wits, whether she's going to listen or not. Some days she says, I'll listen, and other days she says, I bloody well won't. And there's not much you can do about it. You've just got to keep working and working and working, and it takes several hours to get to a point where, now see, she's allowing me to bring that, she just felt me get really scared then. She's allowing that to touch. So if that's touching, that's good. We're going to release that. I'll ask her to come back here. Good girl. Doing very well. We're nearly done, bub. Want her to drop? Drop. Good girl. Good girl. Good lady. Lovely girl. I want her to think about this, and I don't want to force that bit in. I want her to open for me, and then I can place the bit in. She's about ready to let me do that. So I'm going to ask by just touching the mouth there. She says, okay, I'm thinking about it. I'm not too certain about it yet. So I want her to bring it down again. Bring it down. Drop. Good girl. Once she drops, I'll release and remove again. And I'm wearing a helmet because I'm very aware how quickly things can go very bad, and I can end up in a spot of bother very quickly, getting injured. So when she does this, I'm going to bring my hand back here. I'm going to say we're going back here. I'm going to work at this. We're going to get it. One way or another, we're going to get it. It's just going to take some time. She's just about ready. She's almost going to give in. She's very much a horse that you've got to allow it to be her decision for her to say, okay. You don't want to push that in. You want to help guide it, but we don't want to push it in. We want her to open and take. So this is where we're back to square one again. It can be a bit tricky with the tom thumb because these kinds of bits can be very tricky to work with. Drop. So I'm trying to do 3 or 4 things at once here. I'm trying to keep her head down and relaxed, keep her relaxed while she's ready to. And she's quite tall, so I'm going to let her play with that bit there. She's going to have a play with it and a smell of it. That's okay. We've had a play and a smell. Remember earlier, if we even showed it to her, she didn't want to have a bar to do with it. So we'll walk her around for a second. Good job. Let's go. Let's go. Around here. And her patience is running thin too. So she's losing her patience as well. She says, I've had enough. I'm actually overheating. The helmet's overheating me. So I'm getting tired. She knows it. Drop, 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 drop. Good girl. Lovely. Hold on. So I'm going to go back to where I pinched the front. And we wanted to have these out of the way. Don't want them in the way. Now, if you're 6 foot tall or something like that, it's a lot easier. When you're my height, and your horse is way bigger, not easy. And this is probably the longest it's ever taken me to work on her. And I'm not surprised. I was actually anticipating that that's probably most likely what was going to happen. So see how she's got that still there? I'm not letting that off there. I wanted to drop again. We want her head down. We want it to be her idea to pop her bit in. Just open and do. It's a battle of wills. That's what it is. It's a battle of wills. Yes. Good girl. You say release. Good girl. You release. 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 And I'm going to ask her nicely for that release. I want to just hold this where he's really good at getting out of it. He's really good at getting out of things. Very good at getting out of things. She's an intelligent girl. She's not silly. What you want to do then, let it be her idea. So I got my hand up here on the pole there. I got her ready to open, and she's going to give it to me now. I think she's about to give it to me. Oh, well, I thought she was, but she's obviously not. So we're going to stay here and try again. I'm going to keep moving with her this time. We're not going to stop until we get it in. Gently. Gently. And we're not going to do that. That's not coming through there. Not taking that off. It's not being taken off. That's staying up. Staying up. Good girl. Good job. Right. Being patient, and that's a good thing. You're being very patient. That's a good thing. So we're going to just keep that there. I'm going to stick with her. It doesn't matter where we get it in as long as we do. I want to relax. Ask her to relax and enjoy that sunshine on her face. She almost opened then. Good girl. And relax. And talk. One damn thing and it all changed. Now we've got to fix that. Release. She says, I'm going to, but I'm not quite there yet. So she's giving me a little bit of a try. She's trying. She's testing it. She's allowing it to go there. We're asking her to drop her head and relax. And I'll tell you now, once we do this at one time, once this battle's over and she's able to understand and accept the bit without problem or drama, we're going to have a lot better success next time. It won't take all this time. It's taken me probably an hour to get to this point. Drop. So now she's refusing to drop at all. And I'm saying, well, I'm going to drop. Drop. I'm asking her to drop. She's not listening. As soon as she gets it done, the sooner she's done. The sooner we finish, the sooner she's done. As soon as she puts that in, we're going to leave it in for about 5 minutes and then we're going to take it straight out. Come on. It's getting a bit hot. And I'm overheating here. Look. Again, I don't care what anyone else does. This is my way of doing things because I know this horse like the back of my hand. And if I did this with another horse, it'd probably be a pointless time exercise. But with her, it is truly the only way to have success long term, is to go back and start from scratch at the very beginning. And I'm going to ask her again to drop. She's just avoiding it and avoiding it and avoiding it like the plague. So we'll go back to this style again. We'll work with that. The problem with doing it this way is if she doesn't keep her head down and she spits it out, then we're going to have trouble with her lifting it in the air. And then we're going to have a problem with her, again, being scared to put the bit because it's going to bang on the teeth. Yeah, Mum's trying to be patient. And she's trying to be patient. I'm very proud of her that she's being as patient as she is, because this is a long time for this to be going on. So what we're going to do, she's going to keep moving. Okay. Good. It's really nice. What do you want me to do, she says. What do you want me to do? She knows what, I know what she knows what I'm asking. I just want her to do it. And the other thing that you can do, if you really want to and you really need to, is you can apply some of the pressure from back here. And you see how quick that comes back. And I forgot all about that because I'm not very smart. Alright, hold on. Just stop and let's relax. I want her to bring that back down. Just head back down. Today's one of those days, it's just not a good day. It's a bad day for doing this. Not getting the result I'd like to be getting. Now she's going to give. Nope, she's not. She says, no, I'm not. So we'll go back. Bring her back again. Bring it back. Bring her back again. Wait a second, we're not going to go. We're going to stay here. We're staying here. Staying in this moment. I have to take this jacket off or I'm going to have it. Burn. Now she's starting to show she's had enough, and I've had enough too, to be honest, but I just want this to be done, because if we let her get away with this now, we're going to have a much bigger problem later on. We're going to just get it nice and steady. It's taken a while. This time I'm going to have to do with an approach there. What I've got to do is have hand ready to go. No, and this is the thing, this is not going to work. So this just goes to show you, I'm not using a horse that's easy, I'm using a horse that's difficult. It goes to show you you can have a really great day where they'll just open their mouth and take it, take the bit and just be like, yep, I'm done, I'm good. Then you can have a day like this. Ordinarily I would work her, but because it's very slippery, it's dangerous, I'm not going to work her. So we're going to do a different set of things than what we would ordinarily do. So she's lasting a lot longer with her resolve to have no part in it. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Got the bit in without the... So we got it finally, but she did raise her head up, and I don't like that. That's not good, but we did win the battle wrong way though. We didn't win it in the way I'd needed to win it, which was with her just... She did it, she took it, but I wasn't quick enough with how I put the bridle across. So when I put that bit in, I wasn't fast enough with getting those ears back. Excuse me! Hey! Stop that. I wasn't quick enough I wasn't smart or quick enough to get the ear over beforehand. So that was pretty crazy. But we finally managed to get that done. And that took forever. That took what? About an hour to do. Probably 45 minutes or so. However, when she's getting that taken off, this is going to be the big test, because that's where the issue occurred last time. So getting it on is one thing. Taking it off can be just as bloody dangerous, because when we took it off last time, she had this big... The lady took it off and had her head, let her head fly into the air, and therefore the bit was like really... She then grabbed all of the reins and pulled on the bit, and the bit pulled the back of the teeth, pulled into the front teeth, and would have hit them, and that would have hurt. So I can understand why she's a little reluctant to have this happen. And I would be reluctant too if I was her, so I don't blame her. I'm very patient, and the only thing that I don't have patience with is the sun burning the crap out of me and that. But I lasted that time without a problem. That's not the problem. I just need her to realise in a safe way and in a manner where she's not getting yelled at or screamed at or belted around or anything like that. Most people would have probably given her a good solid whopping by now for that, but I don't work that way. I don't care what horse it is. I don't care what history it has. I won't do that to them, because it's so damaging. And when you do that, there's no coming back from that kind of stuff. It's not about making them and beating them into a submission. It's about asking them, is it okay today? Can we do this? She wouldn't have let me put that in if she didn't allow it. It would have been, she would have just kept striking me until I gave up. But this is the thing, I don't give up on anything pretty much, and I tend to be the opposite of giving up. I tend to do everything. The more that it's hard, the harder it is, the more I'll keep trying, because I like to finish things and get things done. So that turned out to be a mammoth task and took me quite some time. But this is the reality. You can go and watch all these other channels who've got horses that they've practiced on and practiced on and practiced on, and they've done take after take after take, and then they get it perfect, and then they show that. That's setting everyone else up for failure, and it's bullcrap. None of it's real. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work to get a horse to a stage where they are freely giving. And we had her at that stage. There's hundreds of videos to prove that, so you can have a look and see where I've worked with her. It's just not because she's never been worked with. She used to just open her mouth and take the bit. That was how she was taught. I taught her right in the first time. But all it takes is one thing to go wrong and a set of circumstances with her, and everything goes wrong with her. So you have to be consistent with this horse, and if you are not consistent with her, then yeah, this is... Hi William, how are you doing? Thanks for popping by. This is Ellie. Um, it's like if you're not consistent, it just won't happen. So she's had a few months where I have had no consistency. We were doing barrels, we were doing all sorts of stuff, we we're going out and around. Now we're back to being in here. A lot of that's because of me. I have such bad anxiety, I can't. And I'm actually literally shaking right now. Just from that episode of her striking at me. And it doesn't look like much on a camera. But when you're standing there and you've got a creature that weighs at least 10 times more than you, you kind of get a bit of, it can be quite frightening. And even like the big cowboys and stuff, if they're honest, they'll tell you, they get scared. They get scared. They should get scared. If you're not scared, you're an idiot. You want to be very aware what can happen. Now that's only a little bit of what I wanted to do with her. So, yeah, Sleepy Cat's birthday was tomorrow, yeah. So what's the difference between a mule and a donkey? So a mule is a donkey crossed with a horse. And I have what I believe is a hinny, which is also a donkey crossed with a horse. But a mule is where the father is the horse. The father is the donkey and the mother is the horse. So you can breed mules quite large because if the mum's big, you can breed them large. You could breed her with a donkey and get a nice 15-hand mule. But a hinny, I've got a hinny on the other side. I do believe she is a hinny, which is a donkey is the mum and a horse is the father. And they can only grow as big as their mother because the donkey cannot hold a horse size in its womb. So they'll only grow as big as the donkey. And she's about the size of a donkey. Now, I've got another horse over there going berserk and being really ridiculous, and he's demanding to be released and let out. And I'm not going to pay any attention to him right now because he's behaving very badly. What I am going to do is I'm going to see if she will let me try and get on. Now, I might be able to and I might not. I'm pretty nervous. What I do need though is I need to move this down here. It's been a few weeks since I've ridden. Last time I rode her though, we went really well. We did canter and everything. But it's not easy to kind of do. But I appreciate everybody's patience in watching. That's a lot to watch. And trust me, if I have students here, the student does the same as me. If it takes 2 hours, it takes 2 hours. We don't force or rush it or get aggressive with the horses. And if people come here and get aggressive with my horses, they're asked to leave. Or else they're asked to try again and do it nicely. And most of them will try again and do it nicely because they learn when they come here, you behave well. If you don't behave well, you don't come here. I teach a lot of people, a lot of kids and stuff. Well, I used to. I haven't done it for a while now. I've just got one student that's an adult, and I might have another girl soon. But I'm gonna bring her over here. Now, all that fuss, if I had let her continue to strike me that way, and I had continued to ignore myself and just go, I'm too tired and I can't be bothered, I would now not be able to do any of this with her. She'd be still going nuts. Every time I went near her, she'd be striking at me. And she would have learned how to behave badly. So this is why I'm going to ask her to stand. I'm going to just ask her to relax. Drop, drop. And if she's not going to drop, I won't. There we go. There we go. I want that to be where she's got that. Now stay, stay. So I want her to stay right there. Don't want her to move. I want her to stay. That. So I'm going to correct that straight away. If you don't correct it straight away, don't even bother correcting it. Horses don't have the ability to look backwards in time and see what they've done. You must correct immediately. And Toki, stay. I want you to just relax. Head drop, and stay. And stay, stay, stay. So if she tries to follow me, which she may do again, or she might have listened. There we go, she's listening. Okay, so all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to see how she reacts to me coming up here, because she was so angry earlier and quite aggressive about even getting the saddle on. She was pretty much adamant, oh, you're not getting on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just see what she does when I do this. And see, she just swacked me with her tail there. So I'm going to stand for a moment, just putting a little bit of pressure there on that foot. Not much. Now I'm going to give her a nice rub while she's standing nice and still. And I'll say, good girl, relax and drop. Drop and relax. Drop, drop. So I'm asking her to drop while I've got the pressure on, and then as soon as she drops, drop, drop, I release the pressure. So her relaxation is in the drop of her head. When she drops her head to this level, she's in a relaxed state. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go the other side, and this is all very boring, but this is what you have to do if you are going to work with a horse like this. Ellie is pretty difficult at times, but once you've got her and you've got her in a good mindset, she's an excellent horse. Playing with that. Playing with the bit. I'm going to try the same thing. I'm going to pop my foot there, see what she says. This time I'm going to put a little bit more weight. I'm going to go up. We're just going to stand there, like that. Good girl. She's relaxed and staying still. I'm going to go off, and that's really good. So I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to go back on the other side. I could just jump straight on her right now, but I'm not going to, because I go through a routine, not just for her, but also for myself, so that I don't feel like I'm in a bad spot. And then I'm on. I'm going to ask her to wait. Good girl. Just relax. Good girl. Good girl. Get my foot in to stirrup. We're just going to stand because it's very, 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 very slippery here. And she's decided I want to stand. Well, I'm going to ask her to roll back. Back up. Back over here. We're going to walk in a minute. Walk on. Now I'm going to ask her to walk on. And she's giving me a little bit of grief with the bit. So she may have some teeth coming through still, in which case we don't want to bother that. We're going to go round this. We're going to go this way. And good girl. I'm going to walk her around. And all I want out of her today is to walk around one time. It's nice and easy. I'm going to give her a rein. Pull on the reins. Good girl. And we're just going to walk around. We're going to come back up. We're going to go the other direction. What we do on one side, we do on the other. So we're going to go the other direction. And we're going to get her around. Good girl. And she's starting to get a little angsty with me. So I'm going to her to wall and stop. Walk. I want her to park, and I want her to reverse back one step. Back, back. Good girl. Good girl. Stay there. Now we're kind of over the step as well as it being underneath her. She has a habit of doing that sometimes. And that's all we've done. And that's all I'm going to do. Because she was patient through everything else, that's it. We don't want to push her. Now what we've got to be careful of is when we take this off, this is where it all went wrong last time. When we took this off, the young lady who took the bridle off, and she's anticipating getting that off, we want her to keep her head down and low. We want to stay low, like that. And there we go. She's had a good experience again, so that's good. So next time we go near her to put the bridle on, hopefully we're not going to have any of this silliness happening. And she's going to be a lot more receptive to it, because think about it, if you're forced into something and you're not ready and you're a bit upset or annoyed, you're not going to feel good. And you're not going to want that to happen again. If it's turned into a better experience and your fear is alleviated and you're allowed to then relax and understand that it's not going to hurt you this time, you're okay, then your fear is not going to be as bad. And this is, you know, in any aspect in life, but animals in particular, you really want to be very careful how you handle them. Especially big ones like this, who can really literally lose their crap and kill you. And I've had it where she's pushed me into a whole fence. Like when I first got her, she was younger. She used to push the woman who owned her into a fence and pin her against the wall. And that's why she got rid of her. And this woman had done show horses for years on end. She just hadn't had a very dominant mare like this girl is. So she didn't really understand that domination and how that works and what that does when you've got a mare like this. I'm going to take this off because I'm going to let her have, she's going to get a reward and go out there, and she's going to get the day out today. So I've just got to make sure all the gates are closed before I do that. I think they are. And let me move back. And this is what she's after. Her release is to get, and we want to do it as quickly as possible once we've finished, so that she understands that the finishing is a good thing, and we get herself, she gets out and about and gets to enjoy her time out. And there she goes. She's going to be nice and pop herself out there and behave herself, which is good. And hold on a second, I don't know what I'm doing there, but whoops, I'm just about to lose everything here. It's, well, I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second, sorry about that. So basically now she is, I'll just turn this around. She gets her release there, and that's it. That's, she gets her release and it's good. So thanks to everybody who did watch. I know it was a very long process. I will leave this video up because I don't like to make people believe that it's all magic and it's all done in 5 seconds. That was me starting from scratch after pulling her out of the paddock after probably 3 weeks of not working and having nothing to do with any kind of leading or walking or anything. So she's had 3 weeks off. She hasn't done badly. She's just, the last time we had a really bad incident and that put her off. So I'm very proud of her. I think she's she's a very good horse. She's not bad at all. So I'm hoping somebody out there who is having a frustrating time with their horses or doesn't know about them very much, that wants to learn, understands the reality of it is that a horse is not going to be a robot and do everything you want all the time. You're going to have a day or two here and there. And, you know, I might have her inconsistent work and have 6 weeks of her never doing a darn thing wrong, and then suddenly she just refuses one day and says, nah. And there's nothing physically wrong. It's just she's mentally and doesn't want to do it. So you've got to sort of work with them. And she got to a point there, and I'm going to review this myself. She got to a point there where she became extremely frustrated. And I thought, this can go either way. If I stop right now, I'm reinforcing that bad behaviour. If I continue to go, she may explode like she did on that lady that had her, or she may explode like she's done on other people who've come in and, you know, tried to work with her. Or she's going to accept and understand. And the thing is, she knows me like the back of her hand as well as I know her. And she knows that I don't give up. So she'll test me, but she knows I don't give in, even though I'm petrified and scared. I won't give up. I'll keep on trying. And yeah, that's what you've got to do. You just got to be persistent. And it's with training anything. Training yourself, training a dog or cat or anything. It's just what you've got to do. Got to be consistent. And yeah, everyone, you know, really, actually, William, I'm just gonna, I don't know if you're still there or not, but I'm just gonna give you one of these so that you've got it. I've got a lot of moderators. I don't really see any of them here today, but they're probably all doing stuff. But today's a day where I haven't done this for a while. I'm actually exhausted from doing it, but it's been good for her. It's been good for me. There were some things I've done wrong, and I'll see it when I'm reviewing it, and I'll go, oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. But I'm not perfect, and neither is she. So we do the best that we can with what we have. And the main thing is we achieved our goal, and it was very quick. Once we achieved it, it was very quick to get on and do the things we need to do. She didn't put up a fight or anything silly. So that's good. All right, I'm going to head off and leave you guys with that. And thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. I'll catch you later. Oh, and if you're still listening, just take the time to go and if you look at my channel on my community page, there's a whole heap of people that I've got up there that are fantastic. We need more people on their channel just to help them out a bit. And if you can have a look at those and subscribe to them, well, it costs nothing to subscribe to people. And of course, the Soundacre Studio, who does the gold, he's starting to take off now. So please do subscribe to him. And Skelly is another one. He's a young fellow who is very intelligent, studying to become a doctor, and also has a lot of creativity. That's genius. He's quite a smart young fellow. So yeah, just have a look and see if there's any of the other people that come on there that you like, the things that they do. I've got all sorts of people that I have on the channel that do all sorts of things. Mostly it's horse people or musicians, but we've got all sorts of other people as well that come through. We've got people that just like the scenery. They want to watch a horse, or they want to watch, you know, a river or something. And that's about it. But anyway, thanks for watching, and you guys have a lovely day. I'll catch you later. Bye for now. Thank you. Thanks, William. I appreciate you coming on. Bye for now.